and good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you all. For good and well people of the tube. Hope for today, hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. Hello there, everybody. Today's Zid people of the tube, you heard at the beginning, it's all about this. The Justin Chancellor signature wah-wah pedal from Dunlop. This is his signature crybaby. But I hear you cry, Justin Chancellor's a bass player. Yes, he is. This is technically a bass wah. But, oh my god, we can't let those four-string losers have all the fun now, can we? So, this thing is amazing. I'm just going to move people of the tube. Give me one sec. Honestly, this is one of the most expressive wah-wah pedals I've ever played. I love it to bits. And not only is it just a wah-wah pedal, it's two wah-wah pedals that you can set differently, and a fuzz pedal all in one. Insanity! I love it to bits. The sweep is amazing. It's one of those kind of optic wah-wah pedals. There's no switch to turn on. Just when you start pressing the foot, you'll probably be able to hear it. If I turn the fuzz on, you'll be able to hear it. So you don't actually need... there's no button underneath the tread plate to kind of turn it off and on. It's just that kind of thing. The optic thing. And I've never, ever tried a wah pedal with an optic. And... I actually quite like it. I still don't prefer it over the normal kind of like click switchy wah-wah, but I could grow to love this very, very, very quickly as well, people, because I already do love it, and I'm already thinking might have to keep this. Anyway, so let's go over the features. So yeah, you got two different wah-wahs in two different voices in this wah-wah pedal. So you've got top one here is just called wah. The one below it is called the UK filter. Now, they're a bit different. Basically, what I've done is max them out. You can change the Q sweep on it. You can also change the volume, so you can have one louder than the other if you want. Being a bit of a wah nut, I like it with them all up on 10. So that's what I've got them set to, and that's probably what I'll have them set to for the entirety of the video, people. I feel when they're on 10, it works really nicely with the guitar. When you're playing a bass through it, having like the volumes and the cues a bit different is quite cool, but I think for guitar, I always want my wah pedals to be the most expressive they can be, and I want the biggest sweep I can get. So I always tend to just crank things. You know, I don't do things subtle. Let's put it that way. And the really cool thing is there's a switch here. You can go between the two, so you can do it on the fly. You know, if your foot's there, that's to turn to different wahs. You saw me doing it in the intro jam anyway. I'll say the UK filter is a bit of a deeper kind of real bottom of the throat kind of thing, and the top wah is just really standard wah, but it's just so expressive. I love it to bits, and just to have two different voices in a wah pedal is so good. I love that. It's really, really cool. So that's that. Next thing featured on this, people, is a fuzz. There's actually a fuzz pedal in this thing. So the top dial is how much fuzz you need, which is obviously all turned all the way up, because again, there is no other way to run a fuzz. The middle dial here is tone, and the bottom dial is volume. Again, volume is all the way up. The tone is like a rat. So when it's all the way over that way at say 7 o'clock, that's the brightest it gets. When you turn it all the way up, it's the darkest it gets. And it's an extraordinarily nice sounding fuzz. I love it to bits, and it sounds great. So that's that. You have your foot switch there to turn the fuzz off and on. So that's what that does. Also, there's this side switch here. So when it's in, you can turn the fuzz off and on via this switch. When the foot switch is out, when this little switch is out, the fuzz automatically engages when you turn it on with the wah. So now, because I can turn it off and on, that won't affect any of the signal whatsoever at this point in time. But if I turn the fuzz on, it's not working until I depress the foot tread plate. You'll hear it go crazy. And then off. So that's really cool. So you can assign it any way you want. So like I say, that way, with that switch in, is you can have fuzz off and on. It's like a separate pedal, basically. So not only do you have two wah-wahs in here, you've got a fuzz pedal that you can turn off and on at your will. Or if you press this sort of switch out, you can then have normal wah, or you can turn that on, and then it's a fuzz wah only, which is super cool. coming to the last dial on this pedal, it's called the bypass delay. And what this does, I'll give you an idea. I'll show you. Because it's an optic wah-wah pedal, and sometimes you're going to go full heel down, you don't want the wah to cut off immediately. So what this little dial does, it's almost recessed as well, so you can't knock it, which is really cool. What this little dial does, I'm not even filming it, that's clever, is it delays the bypass. So if I turn the fuzz on now, you'll be able to hear on the amp hiss what I mean. So at this point in time, we're on the longest delay. So when I turn the fuzz on, you hear the amp hiss. So if I press the foot switch, the tread plate all the way forward to engage the wah, now when I let it go back, there'll be a delay for it turning itself off. You can hear the difference. So now if I turn all the way this way to about 5 o'clock, there will be no delay. It'll just immediately, as soon as the pedal comes backwards, it'll immediately turn off. And then in the middle, you get a little bit of a delay. It's like a da-da-da. And then if you turn it all the way up again, like I say, you get even longer delay. I'll show you that later on anyway. When we get to the when we get to playing it, PeopleTube, I'll show you that. You can hear it better than when I play. But hopefully you can hear it with the amp hiss, and that's really cool because I like it set about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, because I do like to sometimes be heel down, and it gives me that little bit of time just to kind of get back on the wah. Anyway. This thing is insane. I really, really like this. And again, when it comes to wah-wah pedals, they have to be really expressive. I don't like it when I get on a wah-wah pedal and it's just like, meh. Or it just goes wah, 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 wah. That's all it does, you know. I like wah pedals to be able to sing and articulate things. And this does that really, 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 really well. And I love it to bits. It's really cool. I love that you've got 2 different wahs. I love that you've got a fuzz pedal. I love that you can have a fuzz wah if you want, just by pressing the switch. It's just insane. The delay bypass thing for the wah is great. It's just insane. It's really cool. Another thing really cool, in the box it comes with pedal toppers as well. So if you're finding it hard to hit these 2 switches as they are, you've got these little pedal toppers you can put on top of them to make these switches bigger. That's thinking ahead. I like it. Anyway, and I love the colour. The kind of like kind of blue, the kind of metallic blue colour is gorgeous. Anyway, PeopleTube, I'm going to shut up talking and let you hear this thing. So I'm going to deploy phone cam today on the floor so you can see what I'm actually doing with the pedal, and basically have this camera set up so I can waffle and talk to you about what I'm doing, and you can see what I'm playing when I'm doing it, so to say. So, without further ado, let's get into the Justin Chancellor signature Crybaby wah that Dave might be a little bit in love with. Okay, PeopleTube, so let's dive into the Justin Chancellor signature wah pedal. I have phone cam down there. Everybody say hello to phone cam. Here it is. So, first things first, let me just show you the straight wah-wah sound. So this is our bypass sound. So, yeah, pretty straightforward, kind of dirty clean. It's the golden plexion, as usual. So, this is the just the wah setting on the Justin Chancellor, basically with everything set maxed out, volume and Q. So here we go. Again, immediately got a great voice. Not much more to say. That is a great wah-wah sound. This is the UK filter wah. So this one's a bit deeper, a bit throatier. You can immediately hear the difference. So if I do that again, if I go back to wah 1, if I can, I'm falling over. And then go to the UK filter. Again, really expressive, lovely sounding wah-wah pedal. What's not to love, I tell you? I've got to say, I do definitely prefer the wah one. I do like the UK filter, but to me, that's like the Ibanez WH10 with its guitar function and bass wah. I love the bass wah, but I use it occasionally. But it's still nice to have it as an option. So, it's really cool. I love it. But, yeah, so that's that. So let me just show you the Q dial as well here. So we've gone back to wah 1. So I'm going to turn the Q dial all the way down and show you that. So now, the sweep isn't going to be much. It's a bit more of a mild wah-wah sound. So in relation to it being cranked, I just like it more cranked because again, it's just more expressive. It's got more of a voice. It's got more of a sweep. I like that more. And same thing again. I'll show you that with the UK filter. So this is the Q all the way down. A lot more subtle. Still really cool. And this is the Q all the way up, which I immediately just love even more. Ridiculously expressive, and that's what I want in a wah-wah pedal. I've played so many wah-wah pedals that just go wah, and that's all they do. They don't express. They are literally just an effect. I know wah is an effect, but I want it to be expressive. Like there's times where I'll do big guitar solos. I won't come off the wah-wah pedal, but I'll have it in all different places, and even just like sometimes leaving it kind of semi on, like the Mick Ronson kind of thing, or the Mark Knopfler Money for Nothing thing. Is great. I just love it. Anyway. So that's the two different wah-wah sounds. Brilliant, both usable. Max them out, they're good fun. They're not the other way around anyway. Shut up, Dave. So let me show you this delay function. Now, you've probably heard it already. So, like I say, I'm going to turn the bypass delay all the way down. So now I've got a really long delay from when I put the tread plate all the way back to the wah pedal actually turning off. You'll be able to hear that really well now, better than you could earlier on. You can hear that jump off. There, and that's back to original signal. So that's the longest it's got, and that's really cool, by the way. When I first started playing around with it, I was like, oh god, that's a bit weird. I don't know if I like that, but I love it now, because I understand why it's there. It makes sense. Turning the bypass all the way up, again, now there's no delay. So basically, as soon as I put that tread plate back, the wah pedal's off. You can hear the difference. And then when you put it about, if I can turn it, about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, which is where I like it, you just get a little bit of a delay, just enough. So when you're doing kind of like solo stuff and expressive stuff, you've got just that, it never feels weird when you go heel down. And one thing I did definitely fail to mention, because I'm an idiot, is that the pedal is spring-loaded, so it snaps back up. It's not like a normal wah pedal where if you push it down, it stays down. This one actually moves up and down, as you can see on phone cam. And that took some getting used to. I am not used to a wah pedal fighting my foot back, but I actually quite like it. I don't think I would like it in a live context because sometimes I like to be able to put the wah-wah pedal on like toe down and leave it there and be able to walk away or come off the wah-wah pedal. With this one, you can't do that. I wish there was a kind of switch on this pedal. It's the only thing that I'm being diva-ish about. But like, I wish there was a kind of a pedal switch on the pedal where you could kind of like have it, like you could set it. You know what I mean? Like another switch where you could turn it on and have it like a cocked wah kind of sound. So you could have it like here, or you could have it here, and like there's just a dial or something. You could just set it and just kind of leave it. But you can't, unfortunately. So basically, if you've not got the tread plate depressed, and go into therapy because it's depressed, it's not going to do anything. So you need your foot on it at all times. And again, for Justin Chancellor, works. Also, I don't know if anybody noticed, but the tread plate is basically like a Doc Martin sole, boot sole, which obviously Justin wears. I think it's quite cool. Anyway. Enough on that one. Let's move over to a Fuzz now. So, I'll show you. I'll show you it all in one function. I will show you the Fuzz wah function as well. So at this point in time, this is our bypass. This is the Fuzz. Evil sounding Fuzz pedal. Sounds amazing. So, let me show you the tone dial on the Fuzz. So like I say, it's like a rat. So the more you turn it up, the darker the signal gets. The lower you turn it down, the brighter it gets. So I'll turn it all the way up first and then bring it back down to nothing. I really like it about 1 o'clock, which is where it is now. But let me show you that quick. So Fuzz and level have maxed out because, that's what you do with Fuzz. Super cool. And the brighter you have the Fuzz, the more intense the wah-wah gets. So let me show you what I mean by that. So at this point in time, the Fuzz is as bright as it can go. Engaging the Fuzz, when you're like on neck pickup, it's just intense. Likes camping. So, super intense wah-wah sound like that. Putting it back to about 1 o'clock where I like it, it's still quite an intense wah. So it's got a bit more low end, low tone. super cool. So now if we knock the switch on the side out, which is very easy to do, the fuzz won't do anything. No fuzz. But now if I turn the fuzz on, it'll only engage when I depress the foot switch. Foot switch. Tread play. And then immediately when I come off it, it goes off. And again, you can hear that delay really well there, that sweep delay. So again, turning that all the way down, it'll immediately turn off. Which makes for a very cool effect, jumping from like a clean to a fully fuzzed out wah wah sound in a split second. It's ridiculously versatile, this wah wah pedal. It's a bit mental. It's been, to me, this is extremely well thought out. And again, I think Justin kind of knew what he wanted in a wah wah pedal. And, like, Justin's a very, very expressive player. And he uses effects so well to get things across. He's just a genius at it. And this wah wah pedal, it's like a Tool album. It's extremely well thought out, apart from the inability to kind of wedge it. But again, he never does that. So it's kind of like, you know, that's something that I would do and some other people do, but it's not what he would do. But it's a Tool album. It's perfect. It's so perfectly thought out. Everything works and fits together and does what it's supposed to do. It's just insane. I just love it. It's so fun to play around with. I love it. So I'm just turning the bypass back down again. So just turning the bypass back down again. I just love the fact you can go from clean. And then a second go to fuzz wah. And then back. It does all the crazy wah-wah stuff that I want a wah-wah to do. And it's all in one pedal. All you've heard so far is literally just the Justin Chancellor pedal. The only thing other than that is on is the golden plexi. Because, again, I always have the golden plexi on because it gives me that John Frusciante dirty clean thing. I love it. It's fantastic. I think I would always run it where I could turn the fuzz off and on. He says. I think I would probably do it like 80% of the time, 85% of the time if this was my wah-wah pedal of choice. I would run it with the ability to turn the fuzz off and on when I wanted, and then the rest of the time I would have it with fuzz wah, depending on what I was doing. But yeah, it's a great wah pedal, and massive thanks to Dunlop for sending me it for review, because they're a bit like, it's a bass wah, Dave. I'm like, yeah, I know. They're like, well, looking forward to seeing what you do with it. So hopefully, you know, hopefully there's something in it. But it is a great wah-wah pedal. Again, like I say, extremely well thought out. It works, it functions, it does its job really well, and it sounds amazing. It's expressive as well, which I love. Wah pedals have to be expressive. It has to be. It can't just be a wah effect. It needs to be a pedal with a voice, and it needs to sing. Anyway, PeopleTube, there you go. That's the Justin Chancellor signature wah-wah pedal from Dunlop, the signature Crybaby wah. And it's a little bit good. And it isn't just for bass players. It's for us as well, PeopleTube, guitarists. I know there's some bass players out there. But it's for guitarists as well. And I'm sure it'd sound great if you plugged it through a trumpet. I wonder what that would sound like, actually. Probably really fun. Anyway, it's amazing. It really is. And highly recommended. If you're after kind of like, you know, a really expressive wah-wah pedal, you don't even need to use the fuzz. It's, you know, it's there if you want it. It's always cool to have, and it's a great sounding fuzz pedal. But like, if you're after a really expressive wah-wah pedal, it's one of the ways to go now. I've got another wah-wah pedal I can recommend. It's a tad more expensive, than, like, say, my Vox Silvertop or like a I think even a standard crybaby. But the thing is, you're getting more features. You get basically, you got 2 wahs and a fuzz pedal all in one. And that's a bit ridiculous. That's a bit ridiculous. Still, for its price, is insane. Anyway, I really, really like it. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below, PeopleTube, because... But that's fine. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, PeopleTube, on the Justin Chancellor signature Crybaby Wah. Like I say, Justin being like a perfectionist, I kind of expected the pedal to be that, like, to function in that way. Like I say, it's like a Tool album. Everything just works. You know, even when you think, well, it shouldn't work, it does work. It's insane. I really love it. Great wah pedal. Highly recommend going to try one out. If you're in the market for like a really expressive wah pedal with multiple functions, like I say, it's 2 wah pedals and a fuzz pedal in one. Technically, it's 4 because you've got 1 wah, another wah, you've got the fuzz pedal, and you've got fuzz wah. So it's kind of 4 pedals in one, and it's so easy to understand, dial in, and away you go. It took me no time at all, and basically how it's set now is like how I would have it set forever if I was to use it all the time. And I'll tell you what, PeopleTube, if they said this is the only wah pedal you're ever allowed to use again, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd be like, I suppose that's fine then. Oh, you know what I mean? It's just insane. I love the sweep. I love the way it feels. The fighting back spring-loaded tread plate is a bit weird to get used to start with, but it doesn't take long to get used to, and I actually quite like it, which is something that's really shocked me because I didn't expect to at all. I thought that was going to be like a negative for me. It's like, oh, I hate this. And there is part of me that doesn't like it in the fact of I'd like to be able to kind of like leave it on, wedge it, and leave it walk away. But, you know, I wouldn't be crying either way. It's just super cool. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this vid, PeopleTube. Hope it's made some kind of sense. And like I say, highly recommend this if you're in the market for a new wah pedal. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you like the channel, like what I do here, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Links down in the description box below. Massive thanks to Dunlop again for sending me this thing to demo. I've loved it. Like I say, it might have to stay. I'm gonna figure out if I can, if that's financially viable at this point in time. Anyway, we'll find out. If you see it again, I kept it. If I didn't, then I didn't. Is either way. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching, PeopleTube. Again, massive thanks to Dunlop MXR, Crybaby, for sending this. And thanks to all of you for watching. And let me know your thoughts, comment section below. Always like to read your comments. And yeah, see you again. Just have a bit more fun. That sweep is insane. Especially when you do that. Goodbye now.